and that He will indeed come to judge between the nations and settle disputes and iron things out that have never been ironed. And then we get a famous chapter or a famous phrase in the Old Testament that He will beat our swords into plowshares and our spears into pruning hooks. That in a time to come, as Isaiah saw it, there will be no need for weapons anymore. That those weapons that people had been using to protect themselves or to make war or do any manner of different things, there won't be a need for that anymore. That those instruments could be changed and transformed into something used for a different purpose. Because in God's kingdom, and then when God comes to live with us, there will be no need. There will be no need, because there will not just be hope, like we hopefully remember, like we speak too often in our life, that there won't just be hope, but there will be peace. And maybe that peace, sometimes when we talk about it in church or in our lives, maybe it's just such a foreign concept, we don't even consider it a possible reality. Yo, preacher, I know you talk about there's going to be peace one day, and I got to be honest, I hang out at Thanksgiving and with some folks, and there's very little peace. I don't know. I hope you had wonderful Thanksgivings where there was peace. Maybe you have a Thanksgiving like some of us where this family comes at this time and this family comes at that time because they don't like each other. Maybe we can't even imagine peace between us. But that is the God that we serve. That is what God does. That God takes a situation fraught and frayed, a situation where there seems to be no hope and where seems to be no peace. And what does God sow in the midst of it? What does God plant in the middle of those types of situations? It is love. Love that absolutely makes the difference in all our lives. Without it, we are adrift and lost without it, without love. Later on, when Paul's going to write in the New Testament about what are the greatest gifts, he's not even going to put faith last. The greatest of these is love. God sows that in the midst of those places in our lives that have become barren, that have become hopeless, where we just throw our hands up and say,